Aviation history is often told through famous names, but many women helped build that history and open its doors to others. Katharine Wright supported her brothers when they were developing their first airplane. Bessie Coleman crossed racial and social barriers to become a pilot. Amelia Earhart transformed ideas about what women could achieve in the sky. And Mae Jemison carried that dream into space. Their stories are connected by courage, persistence, and the belief that a person's gender, race, or background should never decide the size of a dream. Most people remember Wilbur and Orville Wright as the brothers who changed aviation, but their younger sister Katharine also played an important role. She understood the brothers' dream and supported them while they worked toward their first flight. Her contribution reminds us that historic achievements are often supported by people whose names are not always placed in the spotlight. Katharine's story is important because she used her intelligence, loyalty, and determination to help turn an ambitious idea into a real achievement. Katharine Wright's support was practical as well as emotional. In 1909, she paid for Wilbur and Orville's flight school and helped them continue developing their knowledge and skills. Her actions gave the brothers an opportunity that required money, time, and confidence. Katharine's contribution shows that supporting a dream can require real sacrifice and active participation. Her example also became part of a larger story. Women were not only passengers or observers in aviation. They could be organizers, supporters, leaders, and pioneers. Bessie Coleman faced barriers connected to both race and gender. She grew up in a poor and racist community, yet she continued her education and refused to accept the limits that society placed around her. Because American flight schools would not give her the opportunity she needed, she traveled to France to study aviation. Through determination and hard work, she became the first African-American woman to earn a pilot's license and the first African-American woman to become a pilot. Her achievement proved that exclusion could be challenged through courage and preparation. Bessie Coleman's dream was larger than her own success. She hoped to start an aviation school for African Americans so that future pilots would not have to face the same closed doors. Sadly, she died in 1926 while practicing a flying trick and never had the chance to open the school. Her life was short, but her influence did not end with her death. Bessie became a symbol of determination and possibility, inspiring African Americans and women to pursue aviation even when institutions refused to welcome them. Amelia Earhart became a major figure in aviation because she repeatedly challenged the expectations placed on women. In 1928, she became the first woman to fly across the Atlantic Ocean as a passenger. Although she was not the pilot on that first crossing, the achievement brought worldwide attention to her courage and interest in aviation. In 1932, she flew across the Atlantic by herself, proving that a woman could take on one of the most demanding challenges in aviation. Her accomplishments helped change the public image of women in the air. Amelia Earhart's achievements continued after her solo Atlantic flight. In 1935, she became the first person to fly solo across the Pacific Ocean. She also spoke up for women's rights and equality, showing that her work in aviation was connected to a wider belief in opportunity. Amelia understood that difficult goals involve risk, but she did not believe that the possibility of failure should prevent a person from trying. She once stated, "Adventure is worthwhile in itself." Her life ended suddenly when she disappeared during a Pacific flight in 1937, but her example remains powerful. Mae Jemison continued the work of women who had challenged barriers in aviation. In 1987, she became the first African-American woman accepted into NASA's astronaut training program. 5 years later, in 1992, she became the first African-American woman in space. When she flew on the Endeavour mission, Mae was not only an astronaut, she was also an engineer and a physician. Her education and achievements showed that a person can cross several fields and still pursue an extraordinary dream. Her journey connected the history of flight with the future of space exploration. These women did not all face the same challenge, but each one pushed against a boundary. Katharine Wright helped make an early aviation dream possible. Bessie Coleman challenged racial exclusion and created a path for women who wanted to fly. Amelia Earhart changed public ideas about women, courage, and adventure. Mae Jemison carried that progress into astronaut training and space travel. Their stories show that progress is built across generations. One person's achievement can make it easier for someone else too. Imagine a larger future. Katharine Wright, Bessie Coleman, Amelia Earhart, and Mae Jemison represent different chapters in the history of aviation and space exploration. Their paths were not identical, but they shared the courage to enter spaces where women were often ignored, excluded, or underestimated. They used education, discipline, imagination, and persistence to move forward. Their stories remind us that success is not only about reaching a personal goal, it is also about making the path wider for the people who come next. These are women with wings because they proved that the sky is not a limit when determination and opportunity meet.